Welcome to Silver and Black Films presents The Aftermath of Bronco Week.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Yes, y'all, the Raiders have done it. They went through all that drama with Antonio Brown and still beat the Broncos in their season opener 24-16. But instead of giving the Raiders credit, the media will have you believe it was because the Broncos are worse than they thought they were. And never mind the fact that the Raiders went against that big bad Bronco defense with 3 starters missing. Left guard Richie Incognito is out with a suspension. Right guard Gabe Jackson is out with a knee injury, and receiver J.J. Nelson is out with an ankle injury. But the Raiders still matched up very well with the Broncos, like I said in my last video. There were a lot of key matchups that would dictate how the game would go. And while the Raiders didn't win all of them, they won most of those key matchups. So they started the season 1-0 while they await the Kansas City Chiefs coming in Sunday. But right now, let's have a look at how some of these key matchups played out on Monday night. The Raiders set the tone with that first drive. From the script of John Gruden, the Raiders started out with a mixture of run plays and short pass plays. And the Bronco defense was kept off balance, not knowing what the Raiders would do. Receiver Ryan Grant and running back Josh Jacobs ate early. Then tight end speedster Darren Waller got in on it. And then he would go deep, something Gruden promised the Raiders would do more of this season. Then bore Josh Jacobs. Then touchdown Raiders. Derek Carr to Ty Williams. Then the Broncos would get the ball and start out with a negative play. And they wouldn't get much on the next one. Then it's a check down short of the first down, and that's a 3 and out to set the tone. With the tone now set, the Raiders would continue with Josh Jacobs, one of Gruden Mike Mayock's 3 first-round picks this year. Jacobs versus the Broncos' run defense was a key matchup in this game. And with that vision and patience, he won it. And he did so by being extremely physical. That especially came in handy near the goal line, where he scored 2 touchdowns. Jacobs had 85 yards to go with those 2 touchdowns. And with this 13-yard run, he helped run the clock out. And this 28-yard catch and run made him the first rookie running back since LaDainian Tomlinson to have over 100 total yards with 2 touchdowns in his first game. On the other side, Philip Lindsay, who killed the Raiders last year, had his moments Monday. But he wasn't consistent as he averaged only 3.9 yards per carry. Raider inside linebacker Vontaze Burfict had a whole lot to do with that. And safety Carl Joseph, who led the team in tackles that night, had his part in it. Lindsay also had a few catches, but didn't do anything substantial with them. With this 26-yard run, Royce Freeman raised the Broncos' rushing average up to 4.1 yards per carry, while he averaged 5.6. But like Lindsay, he just had his moments. Again, there was no consistency, and even though Burfict doesn't make the tackle, watch him fill this gap. And Tahir Whitehead's gonna fill it here. If the running backs were consistently getting the ball downhill, one of them would have got it instead of Joe Flacco by the goal line. So even though the Raiders averaged 3.5 yards per carry, their running game was more consistent and got short yardage first downs and touchdowns. Now we move on to Williams, who had himself a day against the Broncos. I'm not sure about the last name, but here he beats Isaac Yiadom D. Then he's going to beat him again on a nice dig route. Then he's going to go up and get one over cornerback Chris Harris Jr. and get hit by the safety over the middle. Now it's time to ice the game with the first down by showing some run after the catch. At 6'4", he's also a dangerous red zone target. The sum of all those parts makes a #1 receiver. Who needs AB? I didn't mention him in the last video, but Darren Waller was on it. Like most pass-catching tight ends, he's a good target on third down. But unlike them, he has 4.4 40 speed, so he has the speed to separate on crossing routes. And of course, he can get vertical. And the Broncos have Cortland Sutton, who somehow they got matched up on a linebacker. He found holes in the zone. He even beat Raiders star cornerback Garyon Conley, all to the tune of 7 catches for 120 yards compared to 6 catches for 105 yards and 1 touchdown for Williams. And when Conley went out with a neck injury, Trayvon Mullen didn't have a chance with Emmanuel Sanders. Oh. And he scored the only Broncos touchdown. But that's all big plays. There was no consistency on 3rd down. Man, the Raiders are sure going to miss that Abram kid. Who protects the quarterback better is always the key to a football game. You see the dimes Carr was able to throw because of the protection he had. The tackle edge rusher battle belonged to the Raiders. Trent Brown shut out Von Miller and Colton Miller shut out Bradley Chubb respectively. You've seen these plays before, but now we're looking at the tackles. And even though this is an incomplete pass, look at the protection. And Carr wasn't a sitting duck either. He either found some yards running or a receiver on the move. It wasn't quite like that for Flacco, as Burfict comes through the A-gap here. Benton Mayowa would take full advantage of Jawan James being out with an injury, with not 1 but 2 sacks. On this one, Arden Key would bring the heat from the other side to make Flacco step right up into him. And to complete the 3-0 win in sacks, number 4 overall Clelin Ferrell got the first of his career. He also batted a pass down. Jacobs is all the Raiders need him to be. Whaler is going to be a matchup nightmare. And Williams is showing the Raiders can do damage in the passing game without AB. And then there's that relentless kid from Clemson rushing the passer. The future looks bright, Raider Nation. Thank you for watching and see you Friday with Matching Up with the Chiefs.